Welcome back to Infinite Disney, and today on October 1st, 2022, we celebrate Epcot's 40th anniversary. So in honor of that, let's do a brief history of the celebration of 40 years in the future. It all started with a man, Walt Disney. In 1966, Walter O. Disney had the idea of a lifetime. This idea would be Epcot, experimental prototype community of tomorrow. This extraordinary idea would be the center of the Florida project, also known as Walt Disney World. You guys may be wondering, what's so special about this? Well, Epcot would be a city that would hold new innovations in technology to show other cities how to improve. Walt Disney had this idea to his grave. Even when he was in the hospital, he would draw out the plans of Epcot on the ceiling. But unfortunately, Walt Disney died on December 15th, 1966 at age 65 years old in St. Joseph Hospital in California, United States. So this kept the Walt Disney Company in shambles. Who would step up to the company, and will Epcot begin construction? Later on, Walt's brother Roy O. Disney stepped into office, and he very well continued the Florida project, along with Epcot. The only problem, though, was the company knew that no one would want to live in Epcot, since it's kind of like people would watch them. It's kind of confusing. I can't really explain it. But like any theme park makers would do, they made it a theme park. But before that could happen, Roy O. Disney died on December 20th, 1971. After that, a new CEO stepped into office by the name of E. Carden Walker, and opens Epcot Center on October 1st, 1982. The theme park would be based on the future and would be a giant World's Fair, with 9 countries sponsoring their own section of the park. These pavilions would consist as Mexico, China, Germany, Italy, United States, Japan, France, the UK, and Canada. But later on, there were new ones. Epcot would actually have a mascot, and his name would be Figment at the Imagination Pavilion. And the park's centerpiece being Spaceship Earth, which would be a giant ball-shaped golf ball thingy, and we'll have a ride inside, which will go through the history of human communication. Later on in Epcot's history, Disney kind of changed the future aspect a bit, and so they wouldn't have to get rid of new rides every 10 years, like Horizons. Epcot was and still is beloved by many people across the globe, and will continue for another decade. But before I sign off, I just have to say that Epcot is more than just a theme park. It is so much more. Epcot is kind of the last vision Walt Disney had for, at least that we know of, that he had for the Disney company. And one thing I have to say is that it really shows Walt Disney's architecture and his dream and how far he wanted to go. This is, of course, like, Epcot now is very different from how he wanted it to be, but it is a good representation of Walt Disney, and I think that's what Epcot should be all about. But sadly, it's not really. But we are signing off now.